Hi, I'm Jennifer Pollard, Chief Operating Officer with TMA SF Connects. I'm joined by TMA SF Connect staff member Jeff Lee, Program Director. Today, we are discussing the efforts of WETA to offer a transit option that builds on the legacy of commuter transportation and reflects the best practices refined during the COVID-19 pandemic. TMA SF Connects has supported the use of public transportation services in the Bay Area and its benefits for the past 30 years. We are a privately funded nonprofit that promotes alternatives to driving alone. Our goal in this interview series is to explore and highlight the efforts that WETA is undertaking to offer safe and reliable transportation for the returning commuter. We'd like to welcome and thank Thomas Hall, WETA's Public Information and Marketing Manager, for taking the time to talk with us today.
Thank you, Jennifer.
What can you tell us about fares in the present day? I know one of the things you mentioned a little bit earlier was the pandemic recovery program, and I believe you guys had some fare discounts during then. But what can you tell us? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely, yeah. So that was the second piece of the pandemic recovery program. There was the service component, which is bring back lots of service and make it a little more diversified. The second part was lower fares. And the two reasons to lower fares were, one, to incentivize people to come back to public transit and specifically the ferries. We wanted to make it more competitive with other options. You know, in the past, people may have considered the ferry to be more of a premium transit ride because it was a little more expensive than other options. We wanted to take that premium away and really make it competitive with every other transit option. And of course, keep it cheaper than driving, which, you know, back when gas prices were a little bit lower, it was a little more competitive. Now it's no contest that the ferry is much cheaper than driving, no matter where you're going. So that the fare discount, that was part of it, was making it competitive and incentivizing people to come back. And the other part of it was to make it equitable. So there shouldn't be a premium to ride this specific type of transit. We need to make sure that everyone in the communities that we serve has access to the ferry, and part of that is making it as affordable as possible. So we lowered fares substantially across the service, about 30% depending on the route. Our rides from Richmond, Oakland, and the Alameda services to San Francisco are now just $4.50 each way for adults using Clipper or a mobile ticket. It's half price if you're in a discount category, which includes folks that are ages 5 to 17, seniors over the age of 65, anyone with a Medicare card or a disability, and then members of the Clipper Start program, which is a regional means-based fare discount program. If you're on one of those discount programs, if you're old enough or young enough, or meet one of the other criteria, then it's a half price ride. So it's $2.25 each way from the East Bay. Our Vallejo route, which pre-pandemic, the paper ticket for that was $15.10 each way. Now with Clipper, it's just $9 each way. So it's a great deal. And that's the full adult fare. If you meet one of those discount categories that I described, it's $4.50 each way, which is cheaper than the tolls alone to get between Vallejo and San Francisco on a round trip. So we think it's a great deal. That was supposed to last for a year to really allow us to gather data, do some surveys, and see if it really did make the ferry more equitable and accessible, and if it did incentivize ridership. Of course, with the Delta variant and then the Omicron variant, and we're still dealing with the variants of the Omicron variant, our board felt that we didn't have enough data in that first year from July of 2021 through June of 2022 to really assess whether it worked or not. So they extended the program for another year. So these fares are in place until at least June of 2023. And we expect that in the spring of 2023, our board will reassess and make determinations on future fare programs.
Great. Would you mind reviewing some of the payment and ticketing methods available to commuters?
Absolutely. So for commuters, we strongly recommend that you use Clipper. Right now is an especially great time to add a Clipper card to your phone. Right now, Clipper is waiving the $3 fee to add a new card to your phone. So we strongly recommend that. That's going to get you the best fares on the ferry. It's going to get you transfer discounts. If you transfer from the ferry to Muni, for example, to get to your office, you'll get a 50-cent discount on your Muni ride. If you use Clipper, that's only available on Clipper, no other ticket type. In addition, in the East Bay, if you use AC Transit or Soul Trans to get to the ferry, or to get home after you take the ferry back to the East Bay at the end of the day, you're going to get that $2.25 local fare completely waived. It'll be discounted on your ferry ride if the ferry ride is second, or it'll be discounted on the bus ride if your bus ride is second. And that's thanks to some great partnerships we have with both AC Transit and Soul Trans to make sure that people have the tools necessary to get where they need to go without getting into a car. So you can only get that with Clipper. We strongly recommend getting a Clipper on your phone. One thing we really recommend, if you used to use Clipper before the pandemic, but the card's just been collecting dust, keep that card, but open up a new card on your phone so that you kind of have two accounts. Your plastic card is a backup, and then your mobile one is a great option to be able to add value instantaneously through the Clipper app, instead of it taking a couple of days to load in if you add it through your web account like it used to be. Clipper's made some incredible upgrades. And so you'll be able to attach a credit card to your account, set it up to load $25 onto your mobile card, and a minute later, you'll be able to tag and have that value accessible to you. We do want to note that some folks, if you use both BART and the ferry, you might have high value BART fare in your Clipper wallet. You want to make sure you have cash value because we don't accept the BART fare and vice versa. So you want to make sure you have cash value in your Clipper account. If you don't have Clipper, if you're not a regular commuter, you can always buy a paper ticket on board. That's an option for folks. There's a slight surcharge for paper tickets as a part of our current fare program. We also have mobile tickets available. By the time you see this, our SF Bay Ferry app will have launched. And so you'll just go to the app store of your choice, download the SF Bay Ferry app, and be able to purchase mobile tickets, which match the Clipper prices. You won't be able to get the transfer discounts, but you will get the best ferry fare equal to the Clipper fare through the SF Bay Ferry app.
So that wraps it up for our conversation with WIDA. Thank you once again, Thomas Halls, WIDA's Public Information and Marketing Manager, for taking the time to answer our questions. And thank you, Jeff, for joining me today as well.
Thanks, Thomas.
Thank you.